We've no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I look so tired. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mitchie. Today is December 3rd, which means it's the third day of Vlogmas. And today I have to go to school, so I'm going to take you guys with me. And then after that, I have to go shopping for a tripod for my phone. And I have to look at some cameras. So we'll do that together also. And then we'll see what else the day brings for us. But for now, that's all I have planned. I'm a little tired because it is really early and I just woke up, so if I look like this, I'm so sorry. I tried my best.
And my dear, we're still goodbye. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
The worst part about leaving is I got to leave him. I can't take you to school. I can't take you to school. You want to cuddle everyone. He loves his breakfast. Right, Papa? Yeah.
Hold up. How deep can we go? 'Cause you're pulling me straight down. I'm used to all the pressure.
Guys, this really is the essence of fall. Like, the leaves are falling. It's nice, but it's not too cold. It's like the perfect weather. So I just finished my geography lesson, and I'm supposed to be having another lesson right now. It's 11:40, zoology, but I don't want to be here for it right now because all the slides are online anyways. So I'm just gonna go to the library, study the slides, read the chapter there, and be with my friend for a little. So yeah. Okay, so I feel like I have to give a little backstory to my coffee today because I feel like some people are gonna be so confused or like be like, what the fuck, you don't drink coffee? But like, I do. The thing is, I can't have too much coffee because I get very jittery. And yeah, plus it also speeds up my heart rate a lot. You know, usual coffee things. So I just put 1 cup of coffee, like an espresso shot inside my my little thermos, and I put a lot of milk. That way it kind of balances out. So I still get my caffeine, but I don't get as jittery, and then I don't feel like shit. If not, I crash. So yeah, that's why I don't put a lot of coffee, and I drink mostly milk in the morning. swear to God, if I came all this way and they don't have my tripod, I am going to kill someone. Do you guys understand? Well, great. I took the bus to come all the way to the mall to get my tripod, but they didn't have it at that one mall. So now I'm walking to the other mall on the other side to see if they have it there, because I really have to get it today, because this is really annoying to hold my phone. And yeah. So hopefully they have it there and it's not too expensive. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's the same mall as yesterday. I should have gotten it yesterday, but I wanted to check every store first. So yeah. Hopefully they have it there right now. We'll see. Okay guys, so I found this one, which I think could work. It's kind of thick though, like you see that part? It's super thick, but it also works with cameras, so you know, it's 2-in-1. They also have this other one, which is kind of similar, does the same thing, except it's a little bit smaller. So I think, like, at the end of the day, I don't know guys. If not, there's this cute little one that I wanted, but it's just like hard to hold as well. So yeah, these are my 2 options. I'll see which one I go for now. Alright guys, so I ended up getting this one because it had a longer handle, which is basically what I need. So, you know, at least it'll give me a better range and I can hold my things better. But other than that, that's all I needed. So I'm gonna go home. We're gonna go see Oliver and see how he's doing, because I miss him so much. Oh, I low-key want to go ice skating, but I went less than a month ago and almost died, so maybe not this time. It's such a beautiful day too. It's not even cold. It's like nice weather. Alright, let's go home. Just a little heads up guys, that tree is going to get decorated December 8th, and so is mine, so stay tuned for that vlog. Guys, this tripod is so convenient because now I don't have to hold it and like have my arm hurt so much. It gives me a good amount of range. I could set it down and use it at home too. So yeah, until I get a camera that I could vlog with, hopefully in the next week or so. But yeah guys, as I was saying, I have to get a better camera because if you guys know, I have a DSLR, and DSLRs are very big, very annoying to like vlog with. Like you basically can, but you know, it's a huge camera. So I need to get me like, sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I need to get myself like a small Sony that I could record with, or like a Canon, like a little compact camera to vlog, because if not, the camera's too heavy and I can't take it everywhere. It honestly takes up like my whole backpack, so, and I'm not gonna carry it around my neck everywhere looking retarded. I look retarded enough talking to a camera, a phone, but yeah. So hopefully I get that. Sorry if I'm not showing my face or anything. I'm trying not to show the street too much because I live here, and yeah. But yeah guys, okay, I'm home, so see you inside. So yeah, guys, this is what I bought. I look pretty retarded walking around with this, if I do say so myself. But I speak English in the vlog, so people think I'm a tourist. And tourists are allowed to have crazy things like selfie sticks and GoPros tied to their head and stuff like this. So, you know, at the end of the day, who's judging me? No one, I'm a tourist, right? So it's now 4 p.m. and I just got home. So I'm gonna sit down, relax for a little bit, 30 minutes, you know, watch some YouTube, or I'm gonna try to edit this vlog. And yeah, I'm gonna do that for a little bit, see what homework I have to do. And then I'm gonna go take my dog out. Alright guys, so I asked you on Instagram to ask me some questions that you wanted me to answer about university in Italy. Since this vlog was kind of about my school, mostly, I want to talk about the university itself and give some pros and cons of Italian university, like how it is to study abroad and what the difference is between American university and Italian university. So I'll start with the comparison between the two, and then I'll talk about my personal experience. Do you guys hear that? I'm sorry. So rude, I'm trying to film. Anyways. So the difference between American schools and Italian schools is huge. Like just like everything. Like even just the way like they divide like high school, middle school, all that stuff is completely different. But we'll talk about that another time. Right now we're gonna stick to university. But let's talk about, first of all, admission. Admission into an Italian university is pretty easy. All you have to do is apply. You have to say, you know, what your final score was, like which is like your GPA in America, or here like your grade, which is on a 30 scale. In America, it's on a 4.0 scale. So you just have to give your grade. Basically, you have to apply to the school or like the major you're applying to. And that's it, basically. Like all you have to do is put your information. They don't ask you for an essay. They don't ask you for anything else. So pretty basic. For American schools, you have to have your curriculum. You have to give, you know, the classes you took, the grades you got in every single class. You have to show them what you did in high school relating to like community service, what you did to apply for scholarships, this and that. So it's much harder and way more competitive. Here, it's way easier to get into a good school, you know, as long as you have the grade and, you know, you look like a good candidate, you're in, like, that's it, you know, because at the end of the day, Italian universities are more like, okay, you're in. If you fail and you're out, but like, you get the opportunity basically to study. That's how I view it. They give you the opportunity to go into the school that you want to, as long as you pass the admissions test. That's another thing, there is an admissions test, but it's very basic. It's common math, common, like, depending on what you want to do, it's like, for example, medicine, you would have to do biology, physics, and chemistry, and then there's a logics part. If you want to do engineering, it's logics, a little bit of math, well, a lot of math actually, a little bit of like sciences, stuff like that. But it's very easy. As long as you did good in high school, you should be able to pass it. In America, you have to pass the SAT with a high score, and then they put you on a scale, and like it's all about ranking. Here, like there's no ranking, you know. It doesn't matter if you're the top or the bottom, as long as you have what it takes to get in and you know, you look like a good candidate, you're in. So I really like that part about Italian universities because, you know, some people might not be that great in high school, you know, we slack. I know a lot of people that slacked in high school, but once they got to college, they got it together, and now, you know, they're doing good. So it shouldn't, you know, what you do when you're young shouldn't affect you when you're mature enough, you know, to know what you want to do. Some people in college, I mean in high school, sorry, they didn't know what they wanted to do until they got to college, and now what, they want to do medicine, but like they didn't know what they wanted to do before, so they slacked off. What are they going to do? Here you get the opportunity to do it. So that's a great thing about the Italian university system and admissions. Okay, I have notes, so yeah, I put American very stressful because it is very, very stressful. The different thing about the universities is that in American universities, you get so much support. You get not only like mental support, because like you guys have counselors and everything. They're starting to put that in Italian universities a little, I've seen. My school just started it, so. but you know, Americans have had that for like a while. So you get a lot of support there. You get a lot of support in admissions. You know, you could go there, you could be like, hey, like, even before you want to apply, you know, like the year before, you get to go to the university, you get to look at it, meet people, ask about the admissions, this and that. You get a lot of support. Here, it's not like that. It's, you know, there's people you could ask questions to, but it's not that much support. Now let's talk about cost. Okay, another question I got asked. So, cost in American universities, as many of you might know, it's like, starts at like what, 20,000 and up for, you know, well, there's exceptions because there's like community schools and everything, but we're talking about like universities and not like community colleges. But 20,000 up per year, that's about it. Here, the universities they start at 2,000 per year, which is crazy. You know, books in America, I paid one time $600 for one book.
That's unheard of. That's crazy. Like, no.
The most expensive book I had to pay was $81, and it was a gigantic physics book that I had to use for the whole course, like the whole major. So, you know, there are books you use one semester, one class, and then you throw them away, you never see them again. So that's a big difference. That's a lot of money saved. But in America, again, you have student loans, you get to have lots of scholarship opportunities, you have FAFSA. Did I say that right? Did I say FAFSA? FAFSA. You have financial aid. Here you get, like, the tuition is based on what your family makes. So there's like categories. So if your family makes under this certain amount, you pay this amount. If your family, it's not like you get like this amount that you could put in it, you know. There is like scholarships kind of, but they're very uncommon. It's like if you really need it. But me, for example, I don't pay anything for school, so it's pretty great. All I had to pay for was my books, and that's it. Everything else it's done. You know, you show up to classes and everything's paid for. It's great. As I mentioned before, grading is different. So America's on a 4.0 scale, and here it's on a 30. So what does that mean? Like 30 sounds like you have, you know, like the grading is bigger, like you have a bigger opportunity to reach, or like how's it split? Well, basically 30 is like the maximum points you could get. But in America, even though it's on a 4.0 scale, it's a lot easier to get to that 4.0 because you have exams, you have quizzes, you have homework, you even have class participation sometimes, you have extra credit. Here they don't give you any of that, so you're on your own. You know, you show up to class, you have a lecture, you take your notes, and you go home. The teacher doesn't ask you any questions in class. The teacher doesn't give you any homework. The teacher doesn't give you any extra help unless you ask for it. Obviously, you know, they're not gonna say no, but there's not that like extra support that teachers have. You know, in American universities, a lot of the time they have, you know, the student teacher helpers, I forgot what they're called, but you know, that you could go to or that you could call or message and they'll help you, tutoring. They have after school stuff. But here you're on your own, which is, it's kind of nice because you're very independent. You have one exam at the end of the year. Well, you have multiple sometimes. Like for example, you may have two that, like, it's one exam split into twos depending on how the teacher does it. Every teacher's different kind of, but yeah, you don't have those opportunities to like raise your GPA. So all your grade comes out of that one exam. For me, I kind of like it better because I don't spend time worrying about pointless little quizzes and homework and group projects and all that stuff. No, like I'm independent. I go to class, I see what they're doing, I come home, I read that chapter, I study it, and I have, you know, the whole year basically to learn that topic. I don't have to rush and be like, no, I have to learn it now. Like, no, if I don't know it, I'll just put it to the side, you know, continue with the class, and then I'll review it slowly every day, or I'll ask, you know, someone for help. So I don't feel that stress of like, I have to know this right now. Like, I have the whole semester to learn it. But then the difference is, in America, you have a lot of opportunities. So if you fail your exam, you might still pass the class with an A because you had all those other grades, quizzes, everything that might help you a lot. So it just depends on how you are as a student personally. Another question I got asked by a certain person is, do they have pasta in class? No. I mean, I have seen people eat pasta in class, but that's different. But actually, they do have pasta in the student, it's called the mensa, which basically is where, like, the student cafe, the cafeteria, I guess. another difference. In American universities, you have Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Wendy's, you have all the fast food you could possibly dream of, right? And then you have one area where they make, you know, homemade food, but it's not really homemade, and like those suck. From what I've tried, those are horrible. You know, you want to go to the Chick-fil-A or the McDonald's or anything else. But yeah, here you have one place where you get all your food. It's all like homemade, it's all delicious, and it's amazing, honestly. I mean, it's Italy, what do you expect from an Italian university? And yeah, so there's also bars. So a bar here is not like a bar in America. That's another difference. A bar in America is where you go and like, you know, you get lit, you drink and all that stuff. Here, a bar is where you get your coffee. You also drink at night. It turns into like a real bar. But usually when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bar, it's where you're gonna go get your pastries, your coffee, and all of that stuff in the morning, and then, you know, drinks during the afternoon or stuff like that. So another question I got asked is the exams. The exams here are oral, like I said before, depending on your teacher. In America, your exams are divided into units, or you have your midterms, you have your finals. Here you have one exam at the end of the year, and you can retake it multiple times. So I think it's up to 4 times. I'm not sure. I'm trying not to think about it so I could just pass the first time, hopefully, if not the second. But basically, you can take it as many times as you're allowed. And the final, like the highest grade is the one that sticks with you. If the first time I got an 89, I could take it again. If I got a 78, I don't gotta worry about it. I stick with the last one. So that's really good because you could take it as many times as you want to and, you know, achieve or strive for more, which is awesome. But in American universities, sometimes they might give you the chance to go and fix your exam or like do things to like raise your grade, but it's kind of rare. Here, that one exam, you study for it all year and that's it. Once you're done, you're done. The exams in America are more like theory and practice. You get to write down or like do solve problems. Here, it's not like that. You have to explain what you learned in class. You know, teacher asks you a question, you have to reply orally, obviously. Some are written, but that's very rare. For example, math is sometimes written. My teacher does it written, but I've seen my other friends that they have it oral. So it's kind of, I don't know. I think personally from what my friends have told me, because I have not taken an oral one yet, I've only taken a written, it should be easier because the teacher's there to help you, you know. You show him what you know, but then if you get stuck on something or you're not sure how to explain it very well, the teacher will help you if they're really nice about it. Some teachers could be really mean, you never know, but some of them really do help you from what I've heard, so that's pretty good. You don't have to pay for access codes, and that's like the best part. Okay, someone else asked me a question about breaks. Yeah, you guys are lucky because in America you get a lot more breaks. You get Memorial Day breaks, you get winter break, you get Thanksgiving break, you get spring break, summer break. Here you might get a summer break if you're lucky, but then again, you might not, most likely. And then another thing about exams, okay, let's say you have your Christmas break, right? I have 2 weeks, I believe, right? It's not really a break because when I come back, I have exams. What am I gonna do on that break except study for my exams? So another difference is the classes. Your teacher does not interact with you, you know, like I said before, you're on your own. Italian university, you go there to study. You don't go there to have Greek life, football games, parties, tailgates. You don't have any of that. You're here, you study, you get your degree, and you get out. In American schools, they keep you there for a while. They keep you there with an associate's degree. They keep you there with like masters and specializations. Here, you go in, you do what you have to do, and you get out. There's no associates, there's no pointless classes that you have to take, you know. You just go in, you take the classes you need for your degree, and you get out. So it's much faster. You could get a nursing degree in 5 years. You could get a CT, which is like pharmacy. You could get your pharmaceutical degree in 6 years, which is pretty good, or 5, sorry. Yeah, which is pretty great. Medicine, you get that in 6 years, and then you go to specialization. You don't have to do 4 years of an associate's, 6 years of this, 6 years of that. You know, it's much faster. It still takes a while if you want to be a good professional, because you do want to go and get the higher specializations, but you don't have to, you know. You could get your degree and get out. So you pay less for school. You don't have to pay for all that extra stuff, which is also why American schools cost a lot. You pay for the gym. You pay for, you know, the doctors that you have in school that you might not even use. You pay for a lot of that stuff. Here you don't. You have the gym, but if you want to go to the school gym, you pay a membership for it. It's not included. Of course, an American degree is more recognized in America and in other parts, but in Europe, for the most part, Italian degrees are pretty well recognized. So if you want to study abroad, maybe if you want to live in America, you know, you're sure you want to live there and you want to do something very specific, maybe it's better to get your degree there and do a study abroad with your university. But if you're looking to save money, get a good degree, you know, you're focused on learning very well and all that stuff, you could come here, you could get a degree for way cheaper. Cost of living is super low here, and you'll save yourself money, you'll still get a pretty good degree, and you might not know, you might live here your whole life. So that's pretty good. You won't be stuck with student loans because you want to be a doctor. There's school here that do there's medical schools here that do all their programs in English. For example, Bologna, they have a whole program for medicine, 6 years in English. It's pretty good. You get a Cambridge degree, so that's awesome. So basically, they also have the entrance exam in New York. You have the entrance exam in California. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. It's super easy. The exam is basically biology, chemistry, physics, and logic, and a little bit of math with the physics. It's math for physics. And it's 60 questions, multiple choice. You have a whole hour to complete it. It's not easy, I don't want to say it's easy. It's easier and cheaper, way cheaper than getting into a medical school in America. That's what I'm trying to say. The biggest difference that I saw between subjects is math. In America, you do more of problem solving. Here, it's a lot of the theory. You have to know the theory behind the math. You have to know why you solve this problem this way, how you solve it this way, and like the whole theory behind